Hi all, it's Emily Rand with ESPN ESPORTS, and I'm happy to be joined by London Royal Ravens Seany after the first, I guess, not even weekend, entire week of COD Champ. So first of all, congratulations for making it to championship weekends.
Thank you. Sorry, I had a little cough there. Thank you.
I'm gonna actually start all the way back at the beginning of the season because you were not initially on the starting roster and came on, I believe, at the Chicago homestand, if I'm remembering correctly.
Roughly around those times,
yeah. So what precipitated the changes on the roster, and what do you think you've brought to the London Royal Ravens lineup?
Well, what was the main reason for the change, from what I was told anyway, because I wasn't actually there when it was going on, but it's pretty much they just needed a more faster pace player, pretty much. It just wasn't the pace from the team just wasn't working, and they obviously thought that switching me and Rated would benefit them, which at the start it didn't really work out, but it's been a long process, and every day we've been chipping away at it, and obviously the addition of Zero coming into the most recent event, we've just been chipping away at all the problems that we have, and the biggest event of the year, it kind of all came together. So it's a good thing to see and a good thing to be a part of.
So actually you mentioned something. I'll reorder my interview questions. So this is going to be on later on in the interview, but you mentioned that the team wanted someone faster. And one of the things I've noticed, especially in your S&D rounds, which already the Royal Ravens since the very beginning of the season, mainly because Weskin is such a long sniper, and people were really worried about him coming into this meta and being he's too slow, can't play. Modern Warfare ends up being kind of a slow game anyway. But the addition of you, also the addition of Trey, you guys have had a lot faster S&D rounds. So what's been behind that, and how do you feel like it's helped you guys out?
Yeah, honestly, without giving too much away from our S&D, but
yeah, sorry.
I'll try and put it bluntly. But yeah, pretty much when I joined the team, I was obviously playing amateur stuff back in Europe, and everyone at the start of the year always said that the amateurs were better at S&D simply because we played it every weekend. So we had 2Ks every weekend, which had a lot of S&D and stuff in it. So we were pretty far ahead in that aspect, and I had a lot of stuff that I brought with me onto the team, and a lot of it was based around being quick, especially in attack rounds. So we kind of on half the maps, I kind of told Brad, well, I spoke to the coaches and we had a discussion that taking Brad off the sniper on some maps and on some rounds could benefit us a lot, because people, like you said, a lot of people know he's a slower player. He likes to use a sniper. So if we change up that aspect, it may confuse some people. So when I joined the team, let's say I brought a lot of that with me from my old amateur team, and it seemed to have worked pretty well. Our search and destroy has been pretty consistent, and I'm always talking about how it's honestly going to be the difference between winning and losing for us.
So I highlighted this as one of my favorite plays of the past weekend, but I want you to talk me through the round 2 on construction against the Subliners, because that was just first of all insane, but also obviously gave your team a lot of momentum going forward. From that point on, it was pretty obvious that you guys were going to win the round, and I was really sad that we couldn't see it live, because I feel the screaming reactions would have been awesome. But just talk me through that play.
Honestly, I've not even watched it back. I've only seen the clip. I just remember the only thing I remember was when I climbed up third and got the second guy. I got that kill, and then I was just shouting to Trey. I think it was Trey alive. Yeah, it was Trey. Yeah, I was just shouting to him, pretty much run towards me to the bombs, because we had to plant straight away. So I was just shouting, get to the bomb, and then obviously he died. I got pretty lucky because he could have shot me in the back. Honestly, everything just fell into place. I don't know. It put me down to an unwinnable situation. I planted the bomb and chose to go the right way, and it was as soon as I heard the doors open, the 2 front doors of construction came flying open as soon as I planted, and then next thing you know, he was on the bomb, and I just got pretty lucky. But I did play it well, so I will take the credit. But yeah, honestly, I've not even watched it much back, so that's what I remember from live, essentially.
I love talking to players because sometimes it's just head empty. I just, I went through it. Because you're not thinking through I'm going to do this, and this.
I just know that I had to plant the bomb. So I had to get a kill and plant the bomb, and then I think it was Zuma that gave me the kill, and then I just planted the bomb, and that was it. So.
Obviously, you guys come into your first match of champs. Trade disconnects. It is You guys are honestly, like I told Scraps and Wiskin this, the unluckiest team, you and Optic. And it
100%.
happens to both of you uh
100%.
in your first matches. Obviously you guys take a moment, get really mad about it for
Yeah.
it, rightfully so. How did you recover from this? Because that is just like insane mental to
Yeah.
recover.
Honestly, like, that was part of the plan. It was like, imagine if we qualify after getting booted in the first round. I mean, we were just like, imagine what, like just imagine it, like winning 3 games in a row in losers bracket at the biggest event. We just kept saying like it couldn't be anyone else but us. Yeah, for that to happen at the first round after we were preparing for Toronto for 3 weeks, and then that happened, and then yeah, honestly, we weren't even that mad. It's surprising. I think if you ask the coaches, ask everyone who was actually here, that we weren't even that mad. It was like if we don't step up in this loser bracket, then we're pretty much out of champs, and that's it. So, yeah, like I say, I think the fact that we didn't get mad actually helped us a lot. And honestly, one last thing about it, we when we played 4v5 on that last map, um, me, Brad, Scraps, and Dylan, all as soon as Trey was saying he was lagging out, we all just started saying we have to finish, we have to like win this map, or we're out, or we're in losers bracket. So we all went extra hard, and I think that just like sparked a fire. So like, everyone was like, "Well, we're down 4v5, and we're still putting 110% into it." And yeah, I think that, like I said, like a fire like beneath us for like the loser bracket run. So
And then looking forward to this weekend. Obviously, we have the MP5 changes that came through,
yeah,
which is just not team specific, but another
unfortunate.
bump in the
Yeah.
road. Yeah, another unlucky circumstance. How much has that affected your preparation, and what have you guys been doing to prepare for the upcoming weekend?
Honestly, I don't know. I actually don't know. We're gonna have to practice today and see how other teams are taking the changes as well, and kind of go from there and see what's best for us. Because like I think at this event, not everyone is going to be using the same stuff.
Mm,
I feel like a good 3 teams are going to be using their own things because there's a lot of different variables on play right now, like different guns that were banned beforehand, but obviously might be looked at again simply because the MP5 might be not as good. So I think scrims today is going to be a big, probably see it on Twitter, like about people deciding what to do. But for us, I think honestly, I think it's a benefit because it's looking like more of an AR meta.
mm.
And obviously, as you know, Scraps loves the AR. It's just I was on it. He was always saying that he wanted to run it, but he would do what was best for the team, and that was him running an MP5. So like now, if there is free ARs, I feel like it can only benefit us. So we ain't too worried, but we're going to scrim today and see what it's like. So
In the pantheon of changes that we've had this year, how bad is this one compared to others? Or is it just like is it the timing, or is it just like, oh, another change in a year of
yeah, well, it doesn't affect me, so
yeah.
I ain't too mad, right? Obviously, it shouldn't be happening. I ain't too mad because it doesn't affect me. I reckon if you had some other people in here, and then I reckon there'd be some submachine gun players might be kicking off, but yeah, it doesn't it doesn't really affect me. It should benefit us as a team, so I honestly ain't even that mad. It shouldn't be happening. Obviously, I think everyone knows that. I think even the league, everyone knows that obviously this is bad timing for this to happen, and it's not ideal for the last 4 teams. But said was gonna, I don't think it will affect us that much. I think it will be a benefit for us. So yeah, they just wait and see.
And then lastly, prepping on to take Chicago. I would still say, like, despite the hiccups that they've had in their own season, you're probably not favored
Yeah.
going into this match from what I've seen. How are you guys preparing to take them on specifically?
Well, the preparation, like I said before, I think against Chicago, it's going to be search and destroy. I feel like it's going to
Mm,
be that's one of the game modes that won't change much for the class changes. Like the MP5 hasn't as used as much. I think search and destroy is still going to be the same. And I think honestly, if we stay like we were blowing teams out at search and destroy at the last event, we were like beating them 6-1, 6-2, 6-2. And if we keep that up against a team like Chicago, we will win a respawn. Like we will take a hard point or even two. Domination is still to be decided. What's going to happen with that, we still don't know. We're kind of just winging it. We winged it against Toronto and it worked. So I guess we're just like I said, S and D's and hard points are pretty solid at, and I think against Chicago we could easily take one of each and take another one. So I reckon it'd be like looking at a free one for us.
Okay. Well, all the best, and thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for taking the time to join me. I know you're super busy preparing.
No worries.
And for more Call of Duty League coverage, keep it here on ESPN Esports.